Hello, I have a message for you from the notebook. But before I read that message, I just want to say I am aware of the video, at least one, going around saying that I have said that in June, I forget what date was given, but a specific date in June, that it will happen. I did not say that. I haven't given any specific dates for a few months now, actually. I did say that something could happen in June, but then I gave a couple other dates. That is my video titled When It Happens, and it's split up into two parts everywhere except for YouTube. It's one part. So just a little FYI, a lot of us psychic intuitives are being mushed into a ball, and a lot of people are getting confused about who said what, which is fair because there's a lot of things going on, but I just wanted to make that clear, a little PSA. And also, I'm not watching these other videos. I saw it because I was tagged in it and made aware of it, but I'm not watching other psychic intuitive videos on purpose because I'm trying to remain a clear channel for you guys. So if you are concerned about people, as I've seen this too, if you're concerned about people listening to other psychic predictions and then just copying that, which is a thing that happens sometimes on the internet, I'm not able to do that because I'm not actually watching this video. So whatever you want to do with that, you're welcome to do with that. And here's the message. The world you create for yourself is built upon the back of your judgments. If you are judging others to be evil, you are judging your own thoughts and actions to be incompatible with what you prefer them to be. By searching out examples of, in your viewpoint, people demonstrating vibrations lower than your own and judging them for it, you have an unconscious belief that you are now better, and they literally put that in quotes, which is so funny, better by comparison. What this does instead is draws toward you more examples of evil, causing you to begin to see more and more until your reality is dominated by that frequency. Now, I asked my guides, this is for my guides, by the way, I asked my guides why they're using the word evil, because there's no such thing as evil, and they said we're using the verbiage that's being used. We're using the terminology that people are used to and comfortable with. So I'm going to do a side little note here, a little PSA. There is no evil. Evil doesn't exist. There's only vibration. Everything is just vibration. There's higher and lower, and what one person may view as evil, another person may not view that as evil, because it's all dependent upon where your vibration is. Because evil just means much lower than your own frequency, but because everyone is at their own individual frequencies, that's not like a standard to compare things by. Okay, so there's just vibration. There's higher vibration, lower vibration. That is it. All right. There is a difference in recognizing a vibrational suggestion that you do not prefer in order to turn your gaze away from it and towards something you do prefer, than there is in recognizing a vibrational suggestion that you do not prefer and assigning it a value compared to your own frequency. The first is a stepping stone, so to speak, to a better feeling frequency. The second is a tool to duplicate that frequency in yourself. The only way to quickly shift from one frequency to another is to stop spending your emotional currency, which is your focus, because you only have so much. You have a finite amount of emotional currency before you regroup, reset, rest, right? So I'm going to read that sentence again. The only way to quickly shift from one frequency to another is to stop spending your emotional currency, your focus, on the one that you don't prefer, so you may spend it instead on what you do prefer. If you wish to change your world into one of peace and harmony, you must create this shift inside of you first. If you continue to put the responsibility on others to make the change you are not a vibrational match for, you will never find the shift that you seek. This is the same as expecting someone to build walls and a roof of a house before you have built the foundation. You must have something for the frequency to build upon for movement to happen. Heal yourself. It will heal the world. Now, you can get caught up in details and stuff of what's going on, and I understand why many people do. There's no judgment there. I get it. But when you get caught up in all the details of how it has to happen and this has to happen and this thing is going on and every little tiny detail, that's like spiritual limerence, right? We'll talk about that in just a second. But when you do that, when you get caught up in every little detail, you have forgotten the plot. You forgot where you're headed. You forgot where you're going because you're so hyper focused on all the shit that you hate that's going on, right? So you've got to keep your focus on your end game, where you want to end up, instead of every detail of what's going on right now, why everything sucks right now. I'm telling you, it works. It works. That's just the law of attraction. Like, that's literally just how energy works here, okay? Now let's talk about spiritual limerence. I've got something on my friggin' lip. I can feel it. Like, I feel it, I can't see it. I've been wanting to talk about this for a little while, so I'm really glad that my guides just popped this in my brain for me. You know, limerence, normal people limerence, where it's like you're so hyper focused and obsessed over every word somebody says or every action they do, right? And you put meaning into literally everything they're saying and they're doing. That's limerence, right? We've all had a friend who is so into someone romantically that they are in limerence, right? And just every single thing this person does, they are putting some sort of meaning to it, and it may not mean anything. Okay, spiritual limerence is kind of the same thing, right? Spiritual limerence is where you are assigning a meaning to every little tiny thing that happens, that you look. Now, everything does have a meaning, but when you assign it a meaning for the thing that you want it to be, that's what I'm talking about, right? You're focused on, like, let's say you're focused on the United States government changing hands, okay? Because this is a big popular one right now. But you're focused on how everything sucks and all these little things that people are doing, and like, ooh, they did this, so that means that, and then they did this, so that means that, and all these things are connected. Yes, things are going to be connected, but when you are hyper focused on it, when you are obsessed with every single detail, it's easy to put meaning to things where meaning is not there for the thing that you want it to be. Does that make sense? Or does that make sense? It's easy to put meaning to things and misunderstand what is actually going on when you are desperately clinging to every single data point that's out there, because there's a lot of data points. I've seen videos of people in hindsight, like a while ago, where they are reading like astrology charts and reading tarot cards and stuff, and they're putting the meaning into those things of the event they want to see, instead of letting the information that's being presented before them, the astrology chart, the astrological signs, the tarot cards, whatever it is, instead of letting it be neutral and letting the cards or letting the chart show them the meaning. They've already decided what they want it to be, and so they just like do these gymnastics and leap all around, do all these back bends, these mental gymnastics to make it mean what they want it to mean, okay? Not everything is going to have the meaning for the thing that you're wanting it to reflect back to you. Does that make sense? Please tell me if that makes sense. This is a big concept, so sometimes it's hard to put the human words to the things, but spiritual limerence is very real. And if you get focused on every detail of what's going on out there, you are going to miss the point, you're going to miss the plot, and you're never going to be able to like build your house, right? You're never going to be able to like move forward because you're so focused on all of the things that are happening right now. You can't actually move forward until you let go of what's happened in the past. And many people are not even focused on what's happening right now. There are things that are happening right now, but many people are not even focused on the right now, which is really all where we should be living, right? That's the only thing that exists is now. But they're so focused on all the things that have happened in the past and righting wrongs. Let me tell you, the universe has to be at homeostasis, and it is continuously trying to come back into balance. The universe will fix things, will figure it out for you. You don't have to make everything come into balance. It will do it on its own. It will do it on its own, I promise. If you just focus on yourself, you can get to balance faster than the rest of the world, because there's a lot of big energy that's going out there. But when you are trying to make yourself or somebody else that you know responsible for bringing everything into balance, you're going to be stuck with the mess until it's completely cleaned up, right? You don't have to wait for the rest of the world. Anyway, I hope I'm making sense. I know that was a lot. If you want to understand how what's going on out there literally doesn't have to affect you, watch my 3D, 5D playlist. It's free. Link is in the bio. If you're on YouTube, if you're watching from YouTube, it's literally a playlist on YouTube. Okay, that's where the link takes everybody. 3D, 5D playlist, because you create your own reality. You literally do. That's not hyperbole. That's not a cute little idea. Like, it's literally just a statement of fact. You create it, and that playlist shows you how. Love you guys.